I'll give you guys the money anyway.
So they just... She was gonna give them money for directions to the subway?
I'll give you guys the money anyway. Hey! You motherfucker!
You motherfucker! What did I do?
Hey! They stole my bag! Oh my god! I just won my ID! And they stole my bag!
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Kids, man. What the fuck is up, Internet? Welcome to the channel, and welcome to this episode of the biggest assholes of the week.
I knew it, I'm surrounded by assholes!
This is a series where I scroll through the most popular posts of the week on the I Am a Total Piece of Shit subreddit, just so we can see what some of the worst people on the planet are up to. Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission FWC officers mistakenly euthanized a $100,000 pregnant boa constrictor along with several pythons. Oh my god. Yeah, I saw this. I just saw this guy freaking out. I kind of looked at this, but like, why would they do this? We messed up. No, oh my god, that guy is gonna fucking flip out. What is wrong with you guys? Who did it? Is there a way to save the babies? I gotta take a sip of beer here, because this is crazy. Oh no, dude, this guy is gonna go bananas. Oh my god. Yeah, why did they do it? It was a mistake? What? Maybe somebody in the comments can explain exactly why these guys are doing this. Okay, so Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission officers euthanized 35 snakes, mistakenly killing a pregnant boa constrictor worth $100,000. The action has brought criticism from a reptile advocacy group, United States Association of Reptile Keepers, who called the actions heinous. A graphic video shows some of the snakes, including the boa constrictor, writhing after they were shot with a bolt gun. What? Why did they do it? Okay, FWC officers are authorized to euthanize wild reticulated and Burmese pythons, a species that was prohibited in Florida in 2021 because of its invasive nature. But when they conducted an April 6 raid on a reptile facility in Sunrise, Florida, they mistakenly killed a pregnant boa constrictor that was worth $100,000 along with 34 captive pythons. The mistake, as well as the method of killing the reptiles, has brought criticism from a reptile advocacy group, the United States Association of Reptile Keepers. So these guys, they went in there looking for these pythons that they're allowed to kill? They're allowed to kill them because they're invasive. But they don't know the difference between pythons and a boa constrictor? They know the difference, like they got Burmese pythons and wild reticulated? I don't know what that means. Is that like a kind of a python? I don't know. That doesn't sound like it. It sounds like it's a wild reticulated. I don't know. So when these guys, these FWC officers, wouldn't they have to know the difference between these animals? The boa, we messed up. Like, that's so crazy. That's just crazy. I mean, it's clearly asshole-ish. But like, I don't know. Like, why did they raid this specific place? Did they get some kind of intel? So I don't know if these people were breaking the law just because it killed the $100,000 snake. Why is it worth so much? Is it worth so much because it's illegal? I don't really say that in a little article I read, but then again, I didn't read the whole thing. It's fucked up though, because this guy was jacked. That guy was going through it. Children rob a little person of her streaming gear. Oh my god. Oh, Jesus, man. Why would you do that? What is she doing? She's got like a little train conductor outfit going on. Let's listen to the audio on this one. Because I don't know what's going on here.
What's a ticket to? Honey, the subway is this way, right?
This is subway. Subway right there.
Last one.
The subway's right over there.
Last one. Alright, I'll give you guys the money anyway. Alright.
So she was gonna give them money for directions to the subway?
Alright, I'll give you guys the money anyway. Alright. Hey! You motherfucker!
You motherfucker! What did they do?
Hey! They stole my bag! Oh my god! I just won my ID! And they stole my bag!
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Kids, man. Kids do some fucked up shit, man. They just to get away with it. I remember being a kid, man. We would do I did some fucked up shit. A lot of shit I regret. These kids are, I don't know how old these kids are. Look like they're fucking 10 or 11. Something like that. Maybe younger than that, even.
Alright, I'll give you guys the money.
Yeah, they might not regret this shit now, but years from now, they're just gonna be sitting somewhere and they're gonna be like, yo, we took that little lady's fucking bag, bro. What the fuck were we doing? Crazy. That's some asshole shit. 'Cause I mean, she can't keep up. She's just, I don't know how old she is. She looks like she's... it's hard to tell. She looks like she's probably 30s. Maybe a little bit even older than that. It's really hard to tell. It's from her voice. She sounds a little bit older than that. She's just a little old lady, man. Just keifer shit. That's crazy. Yeah, this is NYPD assault a man working at a homeless shelter. This was kind of nuts. So they went in there and they didn't have a warrant to arrest the guy that they went there to arrest. So this guy was told by his superiors that he couldn't let them come in. So the cops came in and they just fucking beat his ass and arrested him. There's like somebody filming this. I don't understand. How do you not know? Like, do you not know you're gonna be on blast? I guess if they're willing to just beat up some guy that was working at the homeless shelter, that they probably were like, alright, well, we'll get the camera guy next, since we get this guy fucking taken care of. Who knows what these fucking... Like I said, half the time I watch go through this page, and most of the time, not most of the time, that's not fair. Every time that I go through it, though, there is at least one video of cops doing some crazy ass shit. I just feel like that authority, man. You got to be careful who you give authority to. You can't just give it to everybody, and I feel like, you know, we're always talking about numbers of cops. Quality over quantity, man. I mean, if we just have like some really good fucking cops that take their shit serious, that they're professional, they really do want to fucking serve and protect, would go a lot farther than just fucking having a ton of cops, right? Because you're just... It's hard to fucking do that, though. It's hard to, you know what I mean? You never know what you're gonna get. I do feel like that the cops should be held to a standard that the first time they like do something fucked up, they should just be gone. Like, that level of trust, once that's gone, I mean, how can you send them out to... If they do some shit like these specific cops, we'll talk about these specific cops. They're on video just beating up a guy. Right? This guy didn't commit a crime. And even if he did, why are they doing this? Why aren't they arresting him? This is how you arrest somebody? Like every one of these cops, they're just assaulting a guy. And they're assaulting them because they think they can get away with it. Like they're punching them. Like, people are going to protect these cops saying, well, this, that, and the other. I don't want these cops on the street. What if I'm working, something happens at my job, right? There's somebody at my job, and I'm told by the higher-ups that, you know what I mean, that unless the cops have a warrant, they can't come in and do anything, because it's the owner's property. And they just come in and start swinging on me? What the fuck? This is some asshole shit. Every one of these cops. I mean, I'm not going to listen to the whole story. Presented an iCard. Yeah, it's just all these people talking about it. Like, I'm not going to get into the details. All you really have to know is that that's the way I understand it. Is that they came in here looking for a guy. They didn't have a warrant. Dude said, hey, my boss has said I can't let you come in. And they just started pummeling him. That's some asshole shit. And these cops should never work in it. They'll just get transferred out. That's what I don't... That's the problem I have with it. Right? Like, I'm not a person that really likes authority figures much. I never have. I feel like it's weird. I don't feel comfortable being in charge of anything. And it's strange to me that there's some people that like that shit. Right? It's strange to me. That tells me that I have a hard time trusting people like that. So once that trust is broken, I mean, I just don't think, like, you just can't, shortage of cops or not, you just can't put these abusive people back out on the street. Anything abusing their authority, I mean, these are like 7 out of 10 level assholes. They're assaulting a guy who's just doing his job. That's kind of fucked.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all those...
Wait, what? They just say rapper brags.
P. Diddy party. This is what happens to the white man.
Wait, what?
Ladies and gentlemen, for all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party, this is what happens to the white man.
Rapper brags about putting people to drugging to sleep. I mean, is he drugged to sleep, or is he just drunk?
It's so unfortunate.
Does he say it? This P. Diddy shit is crazy, man.
You gotta pull back though, so they can see. That's crazy. Matt, move out the way. You're still alive. Look at that. Look. Would you get the drink out his head? And that's James from Simeon Mobile Disco. He is a actual DJs aren't supposed to pass out, but when they come to one of my parties, this is what happens to them. I put him to sleep. Next day, right? You put the drink on his head. Yeah. There it is.
He's just drunk, dude. I don't, like, how do we know that he putting people drugging to sleep? He could just be passed the fuck out. What do the comments say about this?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, for all those in London that don't know what happens to the white man.
Did he do it? Did he not? I'm pretty sure he did it. He did. What the fuck? Look, man, at most at any given time we have been between 0.5 and 1.5 bottles of lube in our home. At most. This man had over 1,000 bottles in all seriousness. There is some heinous shit going on. Yeah, I mean, that is crazy. That is crazy. If you drink a lot, I've heard that an IV helps because it's faster and easier than chugging a ton of water. Diddy is rich. So I wouldn't be surprised if he had someone come over to do an IV drip for people if they wanted it. That's crazy. Why would you want to get drunk that fucking fast? My theory on why he changed his name to Diddy is to play on his connection with Tupac's death. He just the type of cunt to flout it publicly. What? is to play on his connection with Tupac's death. Oh, Diddy? Oh. I'm sorry, I don't get it. Can you elaborate? Did he? Yeah, right. What didn't Diddy do? Yeah, he definitely is fucked up. That's some crazy shit. He definitely... I mean, he might go... if this guy's drunk or not, he might never see daylight again. That's crazy. Alleged intoxicated senator from Louisiana just told a Muslim woman to testify should hide your head in a bag. Yeah, what was the point of this? I saw this, but oh yeah, as far as Diddy goes, he's a 8 out of 10, like 9 out of 10. Like, who knows what that fucking guy did?
I think it's exceptionally... You support Hamas, don't you?
You support Hamas?
You support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you? Sir. Please.
Who's yelling in the background? Look at this shit-eating grin he says.
Don't you?
So she just laughs like, dude, what the fuck?
Support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you? Sir. Please. I think it's exceptionally disappointing that you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and saying you support Hamas. You know what's
yeah, that's crazy. She is caught off guard. This guy is like laughing at her and says that kind of crazy shit.
American witness before you and saying you support Hamas. You know what's disappointing to me? I do not support Hamas.
I do not support Hamas.
I do not support Hamas. You don't support UNRWA. You don't support Hamas. You don't. I was very clear in my support for UNRWA. And you don't.
I don't know what UNRWA is.
Don't support Hamas. You don't. I was very clear in my support for UNRWA. And you don't support Iran. You should hide your head in a bag.
What? I don't know what I mean, the context of this, like, you support Hamas, don't you? The way he says that.
Support Hamas, don't you?
And then she's like caught off guard. So she kind of like laughed, sir, and she's like, is this a joke? Who's...
and Hamas, don't you? Sir. Please.
I don't know who's yelling in the fucking background. I don't know who Umrah is. He says that, I'm thinking Mumra from the fucking Thundercats. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Nobody supports Mumra, motherfucker.
I think it's exceptionally disappointing.
Yeah, so she is just like, she's just trying to get her bearings, because that comes out of nowhere.
That you're looking at an Arab American witness before you and
an Arab American witness
saying you support Hamas. You know what's disappointing to me? I do not support Hamas. I do not support Hamas. You don't.
She's like, you can't bring yourself to say you don't, and then she's saying she does.
Support UNRWA.
I don't know what UNRWA is. I'm out of the loop on that.
Don't support Hamas. You don't. I was very clear in my support for UNRWA. And you don't support Iran. You should hide your head in a bag.
Your time has expired.
What? Yeah, what the fuck? You should hide your head in a bag? I mean, this guy's from Louisiana, and he's been elected a billion times because of this kind of shit. He, like, changed his whole fucking language. Now, there's video of him talking like a normal guy, and now he talks like a fucking rooster from, pardon me? What the fuck is that rooster's name? Foghorn Leghorn? Yeah, now he sounds like Foghorn Leghorn, the joke is. Let's see how toxic these comments are.
You support UNRWA and Hamas, don't you? Sir.
Right, let's see. What the fuck? What the actual fuck is our society? We pretend to be enlightened and responsible sapient beings, yet this is the best we can put in charge. Society needs a reset, and I fear for the lives of my children will have, because I think one is coming. I just hope humanity can come out on the other side, a better species with a world that isn't poisoned beyond usability. I mean, goddamn, dude. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we're ever gonna get that, right? Like, this shit is not new, right? This shit is not new. Society's been kind of a fucking trash can, a flaming fucking trash bin. We're just lucky that there's some people that are good, right? And hopefully, as long as there's some good people, right, there's still hope that somehow we come, like he says, on the other side, right? That some of the shitty shit, I just don't think, I think that half and half is just how it's gonna be, right? I just think you're gonna have like half people are gonna be good and responsible, and then the other half is just trying to score points, and have like issues, man, have transgressions and hate for people they don't know or understand just because they have, it's ego. It really comes down to ego. There's people that are like, look, I don't know everything, and you know what I mean, just because I'm a certain cult, just because I'm a certain race or religion or sex, gender, whatever, it doesn't automatically make me like some kind of a better person, right? Just because of those attributes. We have this, as humans, we have this habit of chronicling things and categorizing stuff, and you know what I mean, to the point where we're just kind of like, in a different world, this fucking, what's his name, Kennedy or something? I forget his name. In a world where this guy isn't a senator trying to get racist people to elect him, you know what I mean? And this woman, whatever she's doing, they could have a relationship. They could have a friendship with each other. But instead, because of his motivations and because of her perceived alliances, yeah, they're enemies. She doesn't even look like, she's not there to like start any beef. She's like laughing and kind of jolly until he throws a dagger at her, more or less. And now all of a sudden he's gonna campaign off of this, and you're gonna see videos of Senator blasts Muslim, right? Like hijab waiting late, like, oh my god. You know what I mean? And that is the nature. That's just the nature of the society that we've constructed, at least for the time being. But my belief is, I mean, it's just been this way for a long time. There's ebbs and flows, but it's been 50-50, man. Like, even this election is going to be close. Like, you know what I mean? Just millions of people in a country filled with 300 million plus people. The election's going to come down to like 1 million votes. No matter what you think of either of the candidates, it's just give or take. It's just ebbs and flows, right? It's fucking crazy. This fucking look on his face is fucking scary, right? Like, I don't know what research he did to know anything about this lady, but the joy in him, like, shooting this dagger at her. You support Hamas, don't you? Heal. What the fuck, man? Taking joy in that is just fucking crazy. Yeah, this guy. Texas DPS director referred to Mexican immigrants as cockroaches. This is the kind of shit. Like, seeing this is cops again, just fucking acting out of pocket. This guy looks kind of ethnic next to him. Maybe not, maybe he's just a white guy. Now, let's see what he says. We'll see what he says and judge him based on that.
Find it harsh using the term, infestation and cockroaches and things like that. All you have to do is interview or spend some time with some victims, some migrant victims that are here.
Some migrant victims. That's just crazy, man. I mean, the statistics are pretty fucking clear. Like, migrants, because they don't want to get sent back to Mexico, right? They don't want to. So they commit less crime than American citizens do, because American citizens are just going to go to jail. But Mexican criminals can go to jail, and then they're going to get deported back to Mexico, where who knows what's going to happen to them there. Like, migrant victims is so crazy. Like, who's he talking about?
Here in this country, you'll understand that the governor has not overstated the issue. In fact, he's well stated the issue. And Texas is not going to allow any part of this state to be infested with that type of disease.
That type of disease. So they're talking, the thing is, they're talking about people, right? Like, infested, disease, cockroaches. It's just dehumanizing. And look at it. I mean, he sounds like he can put some words together. He sounds like he's articulate. Like, even this guy next to him was like, holy shit, man. Like, I just don't know how you can, when he says migrant victims, like, who's he talking? He's talking about, like, gangbangers and, like, shit like rapes and murders. But it's like, it just isn't happening. Like the statistics are pretty clear, right? And I just feel like you're living in these people are living in a world where they're looking for evidence to prove their beliefs, right? So they see a video of this, like talking about the Haitian immigrants eating fucking cats or whatever. Like, some lady says something on the internet about this happening. It's a hoax. But when she says it, the people that want to believe something like that, they latch on to it, dude. And you have to work to convince them otherwise, right? That's not the truth. And this is a situation where you get these people who just, Texas ain't gonna put up with this. Well, Texas has been full of Mexican immigrants since before this motherfucker was born, right? Like, it's on the southern border. There's Mexican people there. There are southern Mexican Americans that have lived in that area for fucking centuries. This guy is like, I was raised, who knows? I am not going to put a personality on this guy. I don't know this guy from Adam. But just talking the way he is about an infestation, when you're talking about people, I mean, granted, he's a cop. He's talking about criminals, but putting a face on these criminals, like, you can't tell me that he doesn't see non-migrant crime and think the same thing about criminals. It's just that he's differentiating that somehow these migrants are worse than the other people that he sees just because they're not supposed to be here. Well, I mean, dude, says who, right? Like, just because you put up a fence and draw a fucking line, right, in the sand, so fucking corny. I could give a fuck about who comes to this country, right? I don't know how the fuck I ended up here, and I could give a fuck, right? As long as people, like, these people don't want to get sent back. I mean, I guess there is, like, that. Yeah, and there are fucking criminal gangs that make it across the border, but that's... But here they're facing, like, consequences. Like, in Mexico, these Mexican gangs aren't. They're running the show. Here, there's, they're getting deported, even though they do come right back a lot of times. I don't know. Very complicated situation when you're talking about immigration, illegal immigration, and all that. I don't want to get too much into that, although I already have. My beliefs are pretty evident. But just when you start referring to other human beings who he's just, he's talking about criminals, okay? So we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he's not just talking about regular migrants that aren't committing crime. We're just going to assume that he's talking about the migrants that are committing crime. And granted, you don't want crime in your area, especially when you're a cop. But I mean, he's not calling, like, Billy Bob and fucking, Cadillac Converter Joe, fucking cockroaches. So it's pretty fucked. It's just dehumanizing. right? And I mean, that's when you get really close to when you start putting motherfuckers in cages for their fucking ethnicity, their fucking pigment, and their fucking language, their religious beliefs. It's like, it's a line as Americans we should never even consider crossing. But, I mean, this guy, his police, like, I don't know, like, not knowing, like, his policing, how does he act as an actual cop? Like, talking shit about immigrants is one thing. Is he policing them as their cockroaches? Or they're an infestation? Right, is he that kind of, where he's, like, abusing these migrants just because they're migrants? Because that raises the stakes, and that puts him in a different level. But because he's just a cop, like an asshole cop, being an asshole cop, talking shit, I'll put him around a 6 or a 7. But, yeah, we gotta be real careful with this fucking dehumanizing people for political reasons. It's kind of fucked. I mean, we don't want to be those people, man. I don't want to be associated with that type of fucking shit, right? Like, bro, grow the fuck up. Just because somebody's from a different fucking section of land on the fucking planet doesn't make them somehow, like, automatically a worse human being than you are, just because you were fucking a fucking white guy. I'm gonna say cracker, because I'm a little salty about this, but yeah, and that's where we're gonna leave it, because I'm a little exhausted by going through this shit. Now I'm mad at this guy. Now I'm gonna go play some Call of Duty. Well, that's all I have for now. Make sure to let me know what you think about this video in the comments. I'll catch you on the next one. Later.